Good evening, everyone. Welcome to River City Media's Beyond the Booth. Phil Harris, along with you. Howie Cheney had to step out for a little bit. This is our show about transplant games, legacy of hope, donate life, all those things kind of rolled into one. And our special guest tonight is Wesley Coleman. And Wesley,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
we thank you for being here. Wesley is a heart transplant recipient.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
and lives in the Alexander City area. And of course, you were employed through in the Benjamin Russell school system. Wes, are you teaching again?
No, no. So I spent 15 years teaching at Ben Russell. Then I got the job to do nothing but tennis.
Uh,
And so I stopped coaching football. I think I coached in varsity 11 years. Then I did strictly tennis because at that time I was still employed by the AC school system, but I was working part time at CAC, and
yeah.
I was the women's tennis coach at CAC for the
Mhm.
college team. So then after that, I got a job with the Sylacauga Park and Rec, carry over my state retirement, and I just started working through them. So now all I would do is tennis on the court.
Test on the court, but you are
Yeah.
part of the Benjamin Russell broadcast
Oh,
team.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what
you
happened
know,
is
is that just football?
just football. Yeah, just football. High school. I used to do. I don't do it anymore. But I used to do the Final Four for the basketball too. I don't do that anymore. Um. So yeah, when Brett and Randy, they're good friends of mine, and when stopped, coaching football, they scooped me up, and now I'm in the booth with them on Friday nights.
Yeah. Well, what kind of is your role?
Just almost like I'm stats person, but they'll come over to me and just talk about what I see from a coaching aspect.
Uh,
Um, and I coached quarterbacks and receivers on the offense for the varsity team, and they'll just come over to me and just for the coaching philosophy. What am I saying?
yeah. Yeah, well, that's understandable because that gives some insight. Because some folks will broadcast games have never played very much, and so it's good to
Right.
have somebody that's coached. Like with me, I haven't. Well, I coached Pee Wee, things like that. Felt like I
Yeah.
could have coached, but I see it from a broadcast side, and that's like I've been. Well, Howie that will join and back us in a little bit. He and
Hmm.
I've done basketball games together. Well, I
Yeah.
kind of know the flow of basketball, but he played, so he
Yeah.
sees things I don't see. So we
That
kind of
helps.
each other.
Yeah.
So I guess
Yeah.
that's kind of what you do for them.
I do. I love it. I mean, listen, I love Ben Russell football, but
Yeah,
I love doing what I do right now. I mean,
yeah,
I'm a Wildcat through and through. So
yeah. Understand me. Well,
yeah.
when we were together at the transplant games in 2024, you
Hmm.
weren't sure if you were ever going to be able to get back to the point to where you could do radio
Yeah.
again. So I guess it's a blessing that you were able to get back in the booth.
Oh no, no question. My two of my best friends from down here. I mean, they were with me all the way through all that, and my buddy Brett, he told me, he said, "I want you back, and the more you talk, the better." And he
Yeah.
was right. I mean, so now, I mean, I don't even think about it right now. So
Yeah, because that is that's like everybody likes to do football. I like to do basketball because it's faster, keeps my mind sharper.
yeah,
I enjoy doing basketball a lot better. I like describing
right,
it a little better. Football sometimes I get a little bored with.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
yeah,
And maybe people don't know this, but before my heart transplant, I had two strokes, and my second stroke, if it affected my speech and my processes in my brain.
Mm,
Meaning, I had to learn how to talk again. I mean,
mm,
I could not point up. I could not point to the door. I can say, I could not say one word. So, so eventually, took me a while to get back, but eventually, I'm back. I'm not as
yeah,
good as I once was,
yeah.
but my speech is a lot better. So
Well, and the alternative, you are a whole lot better than you were because
correct, I
were
sure
like
am.
me at one time. Things weren't going well at one point.
No, yeah, correct. Yeah, not at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Well, I know you've been on the show before, but Wes, take us back and tell us a little bit about your story about,
All right,
what happened when you had the strokes. Find out about the heart issue. Take us through that.
I will. I'll kind of give you a snapshot of it. I mean, I could talk on this, for an hour if I wanted
Yeah.
to. But I'm almost post 4 years. Um, so the summer of 22, right before the summer started, I started not feeling very good, and that's not me. I mean, no, I never take any medicine. Always kind of upbeat and never was sick. So just got tired. I mean, with my job on the court, I mean, it showed. Um, so it was. I went to the Auburn baseball game with my family, a regional play, and and not feeling good at all. So I almost kind of back passed out. I got really dizzy, and this is before anything happened. I didn't know what was going on. So immediately after that game, I went to the hospital, Russell, and got X-rays and and they saw I had a lot of fluid around my heart. So got some medicine to try to get that fluid off my out of my body. So, but if that night they told me to schedule an a doctor for my heart. So we got that done, but the next day or that Sunday, after church, I had my first stroke. Then that you know went to Grandview, got a lot done. Went home with a life vest. Um, was home probably 2 days from the Grandview and had a second stroke. Um, so then I was flown to UAB. Um, went that ICU and had my third stroke at UAB, and that's the stroke that affected my speech. So eventually they found out, it was from my heart, and after I was flown to UAB, I didn't leave until I got a new heart. I was on the transplant list for 17 days. Um, and and after that, I mean, it went so far as it went good. I mean, I
Yeah.
have no issues so far from it. So
Well,
that's
well,
that's a
Wes.
snapshot of it.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Well, I would ask you this: you were talking about you was there for 17 days. How long could you have lasted the way you were? Did they give you kind of a time
They
frame?
didn't give me a time frame. I don't know. I mean, you can. My wife is sitting here. I don't know if she got a time frame or not. Yeah, you can. This is my wife, Danielle.
Then yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll
Hey,
have
how
her
are
sit in a
you?
minute. Yeah,
Good to
Did-
see you.
good to see you. Did they give you some kind of time frame of how long he could last with the heart he
They
had?
so as soon as he got there and they discovered how bad it was, they immediately put gave him a balloon pump.
Right.
So they never said. how long for sure, but that they did say he's not going to make it without help. So basically, I mean, he had the balloon pump until he had his transplant. So
Yeah.
his heart was not well enough to even function without assistance. I think it was functioning at less than 15% by the time they discovered all of it.
And
Wow.
it happened quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
I try to take care of my body.
Uh-huh.
I work out, I run. This is before all this happened. Um, so actually, I worked out and ran because I wanted to eat what I wanted to eat. You know,
Yeah.
I want to get good food, and but it happened. It happened all of a sudden. I mean, in what 2.5 months, really 2 months. Uh, you know, 2 strokes or 3 strokes and heart transplant during that summer. And before that, and it had happened in about a week. I started feeling bad, and then it showed itself.
But did y'all ever find out anything about the person you got the heart from?
No,
Well, we know a few details, but we don't know specifics.
Yeah. Yeah. All
yeah,
the
I don't know the family
Yeah,
that donated
I've
my
reached
heart.
out to mine once and didn't get anything back. And the only thing
Mm-hmm.
I know is they told me when I was headed down there that it was a 33-year-old that had went into cardiac arrest, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all they told me, that
Yeah.
he had went into cardiac arrest, and they were going to keep him alive long enough to harvest his organs, and
Mm-hmm.
they had, I needed to immediately get there. So that's all I've ever known.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm curious. I'd like to find out, but I
Yeah, I would
guess if
love to
you
find
would,
out.
it'd be pretty emotional, I'm sure.
It would, and I say I want to, but probably in the back of my brain, I picture who it is. Maybe if be good if I don't know. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Um, because I have when I can't picture himself, but I have it in my brain.
yeah,
But maybe I don't want to know what he looks like. Like see a picture of him.
yeah, yeah. It's like with mine. I think often, a lot of times, sometimes when I eat, a lot of times when I eat, I'll sneeze, and they told me that when I got my liver, that it changes your antihistamine levels. So
Mm,
when I sneeze, it reminds me that that guy is a part of me. So,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah.
it kind of gives me a jolt of reminder every once in a while. I said, "Hey, I'm still here."
Yeah.
So, and I guess a part of their spirit it lives on. A part, I would say, you don't know. They may come visit you, and you don't know it. I mean, you really don't know about those type of things.
No. No, we don't. I think the only, I have some inside connections through UAB that I went. My friend went to my high school, and I was almost the best friends with her in high school. She worked at the UAB. She was what's her role?
She was the procurement coordinator
So
at the time of
at
his transplant.
right. So all I know is he died in a I think heart accident, right, and head on, and
He was 26.
26 years
Mhm.
old. So basically that's all I know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But everything happens for a reason, and there's a
Yeah.
blessing there somewhere. And
Yeah.
we're here. We're left here for some reason.
Correct.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
our venture isn't done yet. But Danielle, I want to ask you this: your life totally changed in an instant. You went from raising two boys to all of a sudden Wes is down. You have to become his caregiver,
Mm-hmm.
help him in every way you can. Same thing with my wife, and then you had two boys. How was this for you? How did you get through all this?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a lot of it, I think, is a blur, but then there are some moments that you still dream about, kind of have those nightmares and memories I don't think are ever going to go away. Um, But I think, I mean, as far as getting through it, I mean, number one, like Wesley and I both, our faith is so strong. And of course, in times like that, you go through tests and you go through doubts and you kind of have to overcome, some feelings and emotions. But there was never a time where we doubted, that God was with us, no matter how the story turns out or how it, ended. So I mean, having that and having the great support system that we do and kind of being able to look back at our path and kind of see how God placed us where we needed to be. Because the friends that we made when we moved to Alex City were right there with us, to be there with us, to help take care of us, to take care of the boys. Um, and when you're faced with things like that, I'm sure your wife would say the same thing. You just do what you got to do. You really don't have time to stop and think about it. You can kind of process it after the fact, but usually you don't have an option. You just do what you got to do, and you get through it. And you have your moments of struggle. You have your moments of frustration or sadness or whatever. But then you go and you take care of your family because that's what we're called to do. When we made that commitment, so. It's definitely hard, and there are still parts of it that I don't even talk to Wesley about, and I'm sure your wife has those moments too. Like there's just some things, that you go through and you deal with. But our support system has been and still is. I mean, I met a guy today. I was in a meeting at work today, and Wesley coached his son in football, and he was talking, asking how Wesley was doing, and just talking about how he kept up with his journey. Um, so we just kind of try to look at those positives too, and hopefully the lives that were impacted in some positive way, through what he went through.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, Wes, you and I've gone through the same thing. Is now that you are where you are, do you not ever take anything for granted? Is everything a blessing now? And when you're mentoring, especially young people, is it a little bit extra special now?
It is. I mean, sometimes I don't think about it because I do maybe once that process is over, that day is over. But yeah, I do. I mean, I try to. It's amazing that I still get to do what I want to do,
Mm.
and yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, I try to live. You know, I just take one day at a time, and but yeah, I mean, it's a blessing for sure.
Yeah, definitely for certain. Well, we've got the transplant games coming up,
Yeah.
and of course, I want to ask you too. I want to ask you this before we go: is your two sons, Kate and Hudson, they were a little younger then; they're a little older now. What was it like for them to go through this? Did they really not really understand? They just knew Dad was sick. Uh, what were kind of their thoughts?
Um, it's hard for me to answer that question. Here's the thing. So my youngest, Hudson, he was in the third grade, I think. Yeah, third grade. And I think he understood some of it, how sick I was, but I don't think he really understood it until I got to the near the end
Mm-hmm.
of what, like I think I know Danielle is I think told me this story, but I think Danielle told HUD, you know, about Dad needs a new heart, so they're gonna replace my heart and put me in a new one. And I think HUD said, you can do that?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
um, so now my oldest, he probably understood um everything that I was going through. He was in the seventh grade, so he's at the age where he's 13 years old, and he probably realized you know what I went through.
mm-hmm.
Now HUD, I think he got there. He knows now. You
Hmm.
know, he probably get it even more the older he gets. He's in the sixth grade right now. He just got back from spring football practice. So I think the older he gets, the more he'll realize, what I went through and what he went through for sure.
Well, tell me this: with being around those two, does your kind of mind think differently in that every moment, every time, every minute you spend with them is a blessing and it's special?
It's a blessing. I've thought about this several times. I'm glad I got to see this game or be here at this moment
Hmm.
because who knows? It made me almost 3 years ago. I you know maybe it would not.
Yeah.
But yeah, but there's no doubt there's been some times where I thank God that I was here for this moment, that I can
Hmm.
see this moment during that day for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely for sure that things could have been different and their lives could have been totally changed
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
things not fallen the way they did. Well, Wes, we met in the transplant games in 2024. You competed in basketball and you won, of course, you won a bronze medal, and you won also in tennis. And
Yeah.
those were important to win those medals, but there was a whole lot more to it then. Number one was competing, but getting to meet so many different people from so many different walks of life.
Well, it was amazing. I think I didn't know anything about this,
Yeah.
about the games, until my transplant coordinator at UAB kind of told me about this. I mean, he knew what I did. He knew kind of
Mhm.
my lifestyle and my what I did coaching wise, and I played college tennis, and he kind of knew my background, and he said, I think you would love to do this.
Mhm.
And so when I found out where the venue was at, Birmingham, I just got lucky because I don't think at that time I would have traveled like across the country
Mhm.
the first games to go play. So it was a blessing that it was in Birmingham, and after that, I mean, oh my gosh, it's competing is nice, but just looking and playing and getting friends about what I went through, you know, 2 years ago, it's a miracle, and it's so fun to be around what I went through. I mean, it's
Mhm.
we have almost a connection
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So and I guess you heard me say this, but it's like we were waiting to play one of our games. I think it was when we was in the semifinals. Uh, there was a referee there, and he called me over and asked me some questions about the transplant game. He didn't realize how big it was, how big of an event it was. And he said, "There's so many people involved, and he's so professionally done." I said, "Well," I said, "you can take a look around this room." I said, "A lot of these people, in some sense, were not supposed to be here, but for some reason they are." And I said,
Yeah,
"We all have a special bond." I said, we can go right now and go over and talk to somebody, strike up a conversation, and it will be like you've known each other for forever." And I
yeah,
thought I really, he was a young guy. I thought he was going to
mhm.
cry,
uh,
because but and to me it was emotional for me too, because I hadn't really thought about it until he said something. I kind of looked around the room and saw all those people competing. Yeah, they were competing to win, but there was a bond amongst all of us, like you're talking about.
oh, no question. We just had that. We have a bond, and I don't think it's almost like we have a connection, and we don't, before we start even talking, to the other person, we just strike up. What heart do you have? I mean, what organ do you have?
Yeah.
And from that, I mean, we just carry over talking, and that's kind of odd. I mean, it's one thing that's kind of not odd, but we talk before we play basketball, just like church league, right? I mean, we work,
Hmm.
shake hands, and where are you from, and
Yeah.
what's the first question we ask? Well, what organ do you have? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Mm.
so it's a blessing, but it's fun.
Yeah. I
Could
think
I could I jump in real quick? I was
yeah.
talking with someone today about the show tonight and y'all being on and everything, and I said it's a little bit of a couple things. And so one of the things is like a celebration of a second chance of living with for y'all to be able to do this stuff, and and then it's an excitement because some of y'all without the transplants, y'all wouldn't be here at this moment.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
go ahead, Phil.
Yeah. It definitely. So I think you want to, if you can afford to do it, and it'd be nice if everybody could go that went to Birmingham. But I want to go again, not just to compete, but just to
No,
be with our teammates again. And
yeah,
I'm thinking that maybe this time we'll get to spend a little more time away from the games because we'll all be stuck in the same place. We'll all go have dinner together and actually really get to know each other as teammates. So it's going to be kind of special going to a different city.
it is. Like I said, I think I was just fortunate enough, and 2 years ago, that the games were in Birmingham,
Yeah.
because just if I didn't play, if say the games 2 years ago was in Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
and I didn't go, and I knew another game was going to be in Denver, like it is going to be this year. There's no way I would go. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I want to not travel around, the country, halfway the cost of the country, and go play in tennis and basketball when they really didn't know what it's about. Um, so now, since like I said, Birmingham. Now, I mean, I want to go. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to go and meet my friends and have dinner and talk and compete.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So is there something else you wanted to ask, Howard?
No, Wesley just kind of answered it because I was going to kind of ask you if it was flipped around and the games were in Denver last year. Would you be willing to do it possibly in Birmingham this year? But he just kind of answered that by with it, being able to go with it being real close by, knowing what it's like. Have y'all reached out to some of y'all's teammates that y'all had 2 years ago and asked how many of them will be going to Denver?
Oh yeah, yeah. We have meetings and whatnot. I don't know exactly how many's going, but a nucleus of the people that we were with are going to go to Denver. The ones that can, a good bit. I
Right.
mean, we've worked it out to where we're going to have a volleyball team. I don't know if we'll have a men's basketball team, but I think we've got enough to do a co-ed team, if nothing
Yeah.
else. So,
I think
we
there's
didn't do
three.
volleyball the last.
Yeah, I think there's three signed up for the basketball team. We really need four or
Yeah,
five. We
yeah,
need like at least four,
uh,
so we can have one sub because you play 3-on-3,
uh,
half court. But I hope our basketball team makes our men's. That's what I
You,
hope. Now I don't mind playing co-ed for sure,
yeah,
but I hope the men's team makes.
you're going to have an extra player or two with Phil fouling out.
Yeah,
yeah.
he'll foul now.
Hey, Phil don't foul out. They don't call nothing.
True. So I know,
Hey,
I know there was one moment, man. When I say I hacked the guy, I mean I hacked the guy big time. There was no foul call, and we got the ball, and I said, "Well, I'm sorry. I mean that was a foul. I touched you. I hacked you."
yeah. Yeah, well, when I figured out they wasn't gonna call anything inside, I just pushed people out. I just shoved people around, and I got to where my shoulder was bothering, so I couldn't shoot at all. I could not shoot. I could only rebound and then clear out everything. So I just started setting screens for the other guys, and
Yeah.
I just make eye contact, set a screen, and off they go. And it worked well. A lot of times I'd throw the ball in, go settle at a high post, and
Yeah.
return the ball, and then I set a screen and they'd go to the hole. And so
Yeah.
it worked. Folks couldn't figure it out, but
No.
of course,
No.
like if anybody got the ball inside, they were going to pay for it. They were going to shoot free throws. They wasn't going to get a layup.
So you were kind of like the Dennis Rodman of your team. You didn't care about
No,
scoring. You just
I was
rebounded.
more like Bill Lane Beer, but they didn't
Smart.
call anything.
Right.
No. No.
So
No.
I'm sorry I had to jump off for a few minutes. I had to go help somebody out, but I'm back. I don't know exactly what y'all talked about, but could you go over some of the things that y'all are planning on doing while you're out there as far as events that y'all are signed up for?
Well, right now I'm signed up for basketball and tennis. So um, now we'll see the basketball makes. I know we got a volleyball team that I could play on, but right now I'm signed up for basketball and tennis. One thing about about my situation is I'm kind of factoring in like a vacation time for my kids too. I mean,
Mhm.
my whole family's going. My Kate and Hud's going. They're still. But Kate is going to be a senior next year, so this is going to be could be our last time for a big trip in our one house
Yeah,
that that we could have with him being here. So we're gonna I think we're gonna fly out the 20 no, I'm sorry, the 17th that morning and fly back home the 24th. So we'll be out there for a week.
yeah. Well, our plans are to drive out because we're going to go to Branson. Of course, we've
I
got
like that.
we've got the DeKalb County Sports Hall of Fame on Saturday, so I'm going to stay for it. We're going to leave immediately when that's over with and try to go as far as we can. We're going to try to stay in Branson a couple of days
Hmm.
and then get into Colorado and try to, we're going to make a vacation out of it. I took 2 weeks off, so we decided we were going to drive
Hmm.
because if we got out there, we'd end up having to rent a car. If I'm taking 2 weeks off, so we're going to take our time coming back. So we're going to
Hmm.
try to see everything we can see.
I
It's
like
going to be a
that.
vacation
That's
for us.
fun. That's a fun trip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot to do in Denver. We've researched a lot of things. There's some great restaurants to eat at, and
Hmm.
there's a lot to do. I mean, Colorado plays at home during
Yeah,
the
I
week
think they
we're
I think
there.
they played. Is
The
it the
Pirates,
Cubs?
yeah, the Pirates,
Pirates?
there's Pirates and Red Sox.
Red
Because they
Sox. So
come in,
that's
yeah,
right.
they come in on Friday and they play
Hmm.
all the way to the middle of the next week. They got a six
Yeah,
game. So we I want to try to go see the Rockies. That would be neat to
yeah.
go
Me too.
see.
There's no question we're going to go to a game.
Yeah,
That's
we
what my son does. He plays baseball. He's a
play baseball.
he's a he's a lefty pitcher he's a junior, and so yeah, we're gonna go see a game. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we're planning to do too. And of course, I'm gonna play. Well, I've signed up for basketball, and I've I think I'm gonna try to play golf. I'm playing something just about every day. Somebody want me to play pickleball with them, so I'm going to do that. So, we'll see how everything goes. But I'm gonna try. I've kind of signed up for something every day, and if it falls out and I don't get to, that's fine. I'm not worried about it. And so, volleyball and basketball, you can compete in the day and play those at night
Hmm.
because that allows you to play two sports because one of them's a team sport. So, we didn't know that in Birmingham, but that's the way it is. You can play something during the day and then also play volleyball at night. Where,
Hmm.
of course, you did that, Wes, and so did I. Played tennis in the day and played basketball at night. Boy, that was
Yeah,
a where
I
you at.
thought I almost fell out. I mean, and at that time, I would just post like a year and a half. So my body was not as good a shape that's as I needed to be. And when I say, it's Birmingham and in the middle of the July playing on the hard tennis court, like 3 or 4 matches, singles, then 2 games that night is basketball. I mean, I almost fell out. I mean, cramp wise. I cannot move. I cannot
Are
move at all.
are
Yeah,
y'all
by
worried
the
about
way,
the altitude being out in Denver affecting y'all?
It's going
I'm
to be
sure it will.
different for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it will some.
Yeah. That's, our, my tennis rackets, I'm probably string them up, and it's probably going to string it up a little bit tighter than I normally use. I usually, usually I play with low tension, but probably gonna, because I have a stringer at my office, so I probably string my rackets up a little bit tighter than I normally do.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's going to be an adventurous and fun trip, I'm sure. And of course, I'm looking forward. There's a couple of restaurants out there that's good, and of course, I'm looking forward to Wes is us maybe hanging out a little bit,
Yeah,
away from the games where we will be able to do that. Because a lot of times in Birmingham, some stayed, but then some just drove right back home. They
yeah. I
didn't.
mean, that's what I did. I mean,
Yeah,
because I was working. I mean, I would that 1 2 days I would play and do like, but I will go back home and go back to work the next day.
uh,
So it's going to be a little bit different this year,
mm,
and that kind of probably more relaxing for us than
yeah,
2 years ago.
yeah. It'll be that way for my wife too, and and I won't say I'm in better shape, but I'm a lot healthier now than I was 2 years ago. I feel a lot better, because it was tough. By that bronze medal basketball game, I had slightly pulled a groin and I was just finished. I didn't even play pickleball the next day because I just couldn't go anymore. It was tough.
Yeah. Oh man, listen to me. When I say I did not want to play the last game, but
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
Like my quitting words, that is not in my vocabulary, but I thought about it. I said, man, I don't think I can do it because I
Yeah.
can move. I cannot go full speed. I was gonna cramp galore. And my wife actually, I think I drove my truck at the probably the last day we played basketball. And man, I told my wife, I said, you got to drive home. If I
Yeah.
cramp up, if I cramp up, me driving, I don't know what's going to happen. So you drive, I'll sit by your side.
Yeah. But that's the way I was. I started cramping up and I couldn't play pickleball the next day. It was tough. There was a lot of standing around, but we were a lot
Yeah,
better in that game. But that game is where Scott really showed out. I mean, he took the ball to the hoop, and he
yeah.
was a maker for us in that game. That's
Oh,
where, and I
well,
told him,
listen,
I said, I said, everybody's give out. This is your game, and he physically took over that game.
what is this is what I say, like church league basketball. I said, what a great pickup we had on that guy.
Yeah,
That's what a
yeah,
great pickup, man. We need
yeah,
that guy right there. Good pickup.
yeah, yeah. It turned out, that's like when we was trying to get him on the roster. They didn't. Well, I don't know if they'll let. I said, go ask. They're not going to turn somebody away that wants to compete in something. You
Yeah,
just ask. They're going to say yes. And finally, one of them went and asked, and they were like, "Yeah, sure."
yeah.
You know,
Why not? Right? Yeah.
yeah,
What's the
yeah.
big
I mean,
harm? Yeah,
they're not going to turn anybody away, especially since we got somebody that got hurt and we couldn't.
yeah.
With three, we were in a tough spot.
No, tough
It's
Yeah,
spot.
it's
yeah,
not like it had money on the line, and Vegas is going to break the bank or something if y'all picked up an extra player to
No,
finish
no,
out
I
your
don't.
games.
No,
yeah.
I
Uh,
don't think so.
did y'all kind of touched on this a while ago? Do y'all think y'all will enjoy it more this year than you did 2 years ago, knowing more about it and what to expect?
Um, yeah, I think so. I kind of know what to expect. You know, my first year, I was blown away. I mean, I don't know about you, Phil, but the open ceremony, it
Yeah.
it it was it was so emotional that I was blown away what went on there. I mean, just it was awesome. So maybe just knowing what's going to happen, this summer, um, but still, I still want to not take that for granted. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a blessing 2 years ago, and it's going to be a blessing again at Denver.
Yeah, the Transplant of America group that puts all this on, they do a wonderful job. They
Oh
made it
man,
special, and really what was really emotional is when the donor families come in
oh
with
man,
posters. Man, that was tough. That was really tough. That made me think about the donor family that I'm here, the reason I'm here.
yeah,
It just all comes spewing out of you.
yeah, and yeah. I mean, they have pictures of ones that they lost, and they're crying when they walk down the aisle, but they're also giving us like the 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 rows on the end on the aisle. They're gonna give us like a high five and hugging us.
Yeah,
So think about that. I mean, they're crying, but they're also giving us a high five, and knowing save our life.
yeah,
I mean, they saved our life, and
yeah,
it's a beautiful moment. That's what
yeah.
it is.
Well, one thing too, I'm looking forward to, Wes. I'm going to try this time to talk to more people,
Hmm.
communicate with more people to find out their stories. I mean, I did that a lot, but there was a whole lot more opportunities to do it. And I thought this time I'm going to make it a point to get to speak to more people, to find out their stories. And it's like I had that lady from New York tell me that you have your story and you can put it in the middle of a table, put a rose in the middle of the table to represent your story. And then when you hear everybody else's, you want to grab your rose and take it back because you were
Mm.
overwhelmed by
Yeah,
everybody else's story.
yeah, that's a great point. You're right. No, it's amazing for sure.
Yeah. Well, of course, the biggest thing that, kind of we want to promote, the legacy of hope and donate
Hmm.
life, how important it is for people to be organ donors. I don't think sometimes people get educated in the right way. And of course, the Legacy of Hope and Donate Life both do a great job of now getting out there, educating people. And we're
Hmm.
seeing a lot more and more. I know Christy and I are now ambassadors. And it's so important, Wes, for people to be organ donors because you change people's lives. I said, you and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a selfless act.
I mean, you're so right. You're right. It's you know, back in the day when I turned 16 and got my license. I mean, I picked organ donors, but I didn't really know what it meant. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, and organ donors. I mean, they save lives. I mean, that's what they say online, but they're commercials, and that's the truth. They save people's life for sure.
Yeah. But in being a coach and doing things you do you often speak to people about that?
I do. There's several times I speak. Actually, I just got done speaking at the FCA event in Real at it's probably been 3 4 weeks ago since been out there and had a good crowd. And yeah, I mean that's what I talked about. I told my story, and also how important it is to be an organ donor, and really think about it as you go throughout the day. Because without an organ donor, who knows, I would not be here. I mean, I would
Mhm.
be in heaven right now, not on this earth. So yeah, I speak um a lot of times about my story, and being a donor.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a big part of my life, and a lot of folks do know that. And I, we've been trying to set up more events up in this area to raise more awareness. We were going to have a thing at a softball game at Northeast, and it didn't work. It didn't work out because of a schedule change. But we're going to work on that kind of stuff in the future. But for people that don't really understand, you can, of course, naturally, you can put it on your license. You can go on to the Legacy of Hope and
Yeah.
register. But the biggest thing is to let your family know what your wishes are. Some of them may not agree with you, but if you decide you want to be an organ donor, you let your family know, and you can do the other things also. But that's the most important thing if that's your wishes. It's like right now, I don't know what they could use. I know there's probably some things, but I would definitely be an organ donor, because if it would help somebody, I'm okay. I don't need this old body.
No, I feel the same way. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what they can use in my body, but if I can save a life, that's what I want.
Can your organs that you receive from someone else be donated again?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I thought
Okay.
about it. I have. I mean, I
I
thought
didn't I
about it.
didn't want to sound insincere or
No, no,
weird or
no.
something, but I'm just curious because of could it be donated again? I didn't.
Do you
I,
know, Phil?
I would say so. As long as it's in good shape. And of course, if somebody's to a point to where they've got to have one, and maybe it's one of those that's a risky one, they
Yeah,
might take that. I know for sure that when I had my heart cath done, when I had all my stuff done, I was 53 then, and the doctor told me that I would never have to worry about having a heart attack. And he said you're all clear. You have no kind of blockage whatsoever. So I would say more than likely they could use my heart, even
yeah.
though I'm 59 years old. They can still use it, because I saw the other day where some lady donated organs, and I think she was 91 years old.
Wow, wow.
Yeah. While we're on the subject, Phil is 59 today, but he'll be 60 tomorrow.
No, 59 tomorrow.
59 tomorrow. Okay.
All right,
58 today, 59 tomorrow.
all right.
Well,
Happy early birthday.
Well, I appreciate it. I don't count them much anymore. When people ask me about it, my liver will be 39, so
There you go.
that's kind of what I got.
I think about that too. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm 45, and my heart is 30. So yeah, that's what I think about.
well, the reason Phil don't count it no more because it takes too long to get up there that high.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That when they light my birthday cake, they have to call the fire department. So, yeah.
So, other than the obvious, going out to Denver and doing all this, other than the obvious of seeing friends that you hadn't saw since in 2 years and all that, what are the things that y'all are looking forward to the most?
um, like I said, the open ceremony. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, that was probably my biggest thing I remember during the time at Birmingham. But just being out here with my family, I mean, just traveling out there with my family and taking it all in. And like I said, we're kind of try to kill two birds with one stone and take a vacation and travel around Denver and maybe outside of Denver. And that's what I'm looking forward to for me.
Yeah, speaking of that, yes, I haven't really thought about it that much, but I'm looking forward to Christy and I to be able to spend a couple of weeks together and do
Yeah.
some different things that somewhere we've never been before. It's always fun to go somewhere you've never been, so kind of
Mhm.
explore. We kind of looked at things that we want to try to do, but I am looking forward to the games. In that, the competitive part of it is to get back out there and competing with folks that you have that bond with, because it
Mhm.
means so much. Uh, of course you want to win a medal, but if you don't, that's fine. It's just
Yeah.
being around folks, and you root for your teammates. And of course, I want to speak too. Team Alabama. Uh, I don't want to leave anybody's name out, so I'm not going to mention anybody's names. But all the staff that has kept all this pulled together and has made it to where we can go once again. They've done all the behind the scenes work.
The
And
dirty work.
hats off to them, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be going. The team would just kind of fall apart. But
Yeah.
they continued from Birmingham, and now it's now we're going to Denver, and who knows, in a couple of years we may be going to Indianapolis. But Team Alabama has done a super job of keeping this all together.
Oh, they're amazing. I mean, what they do behind the scenes. I mean, they are amazing people, and they do it with love and just are the transplant community. I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
How many participants are going from Alabama? Do you know?
I want to say it's 30 something, maybe 30, 40 something. I really don't know. I've heard different numbers. So, of course, some could go at the last minute, but there's good bit of a group going. That's not bad considering going all the way out to Denver, because it's costly.
Yeah, it's costly. Man. I wish I could drive, but I can't
Yeah.
drive. I mean, I have to be quiet too quickly. I can't. When I
Yeah.
leave, I gotta get home the next day,
Yeah.
and we'll start back to work.
Yeah. Hey, I understand. Well, I'd planned this. We planned this last year. So I took my 2 weeks. I have to bid my vacations in December.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the way we do it. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And of course, also if folks want to donate to Team Alabama, they can go on to Give Butter and donate to a team member, their faces and names and their bios on Give Butter if they want to go on and donate to any of the team members, because it all goes in one pot. And of course, we get part of that money. We get a stipend for going out there to help us with some of the costs, but we also have to raise our own money, because it's pretty expensive to go out there. How it is now with gas and eats. Man alive, it can eat
Oh,
you alive.
gas gas went up today
Yeah, yeah, about
in
20
my
cents.
area.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it went up about 30 to 40 cents here yesterday.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I,
same here.
I was coming back home and I saw where they had changed the signs. And I saw 420 here.
Okay.
It's just unreal.
Yeah.
So, guys, y'all have anything else before we close the show down?
I don't know anything. Have we about covered everything, Wes?
Yeah, I mean, I
We've
think
talked about.
so.
Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I'll be more prepared for the games and the tennis this year. Last year I was not prepared. I mean, I didn't. I'm not training, but that's what I do in tennis court. But now I mean, I have more strength, and I'll be ready this year for sure.
yeah. I shouldn't have all the issues I had from last time. It was. All my muscles were tight, and it was just tough. I just went to compete. I really didn't prepare. I'm gonna try to do a few
Yeah.
things before we go. Anyway.
Yeah, I just signed up 2 years ago and went and played, not
Yeah,
knowing about what was I was getting into,
yeah,
and but I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and I will be ready.
yeah.
That sounds good. And Phil, one more time, if you could say again how to donate if anybody that's watching wants to donate again.
Well, we'll do two things in that. Of course, if they want to donate to Team Alabama, they can go on to Give Butter, and it is Team Alabama, and you go to Give Butter, and you can donate to an individual. You just you can find their picture and donate to it, and every bit goes to help everyone that's going to Denver be able to enjoy themselves and have a good time, because it's an expensive trip. and that includes, we have to pay whatever sport we compete in. We have to pay if you do. One thing I don't know, Wes, I think I'll do the 5K again. Me and Chrissy will. We enjoyed doing that. Have y'all thought about doing that as a family?
I have not. What day is that on?
I don't really
You
remember
don't
if it's
know.
Thursday or Friday. I don't know, but it's so much. I mean, you just walk, and
Yeah,
you see a lot of folks, and I think I may have enjoyed that more than anything.
I
It was
think.
enjoyable because everybody, because me and Chrissy gets to do that, and
Yeah,
so your
I mean,
wife and your
that's a
kids
that's a
get,
great yeah, that's a great point. Really, I don't know where the 5K is going to be located at, where route, and just seeing some more Denver, just walking or running.
yeah,
That's be fun. But we're going out Thursday morning. But I think I play tennis on Friday. It's
yeah,
it's a this year tennis is going to be early than
right,
last year.
yeah,
So I'll go out Friday, and then I think I play tennis on Friday
yeah.
morning. So I don't know when the 5K is.
Uh,
You can see right here, thanks to Phil's wife, Chrissy, for putting it up there for us. Give Butter for the Team Alabama. It's an online giving form.
Mhm.
Donations are tax deductible. So go to Give Butter, www.givebutter.com. I guess that's a .com. Do you know if that's right, Phil?
Yeah, I really don't know. I got if you bring it, it'll come up. The
Okay.
search engine, it'll show you where to go naturally. And of course, too important thing too, organ donation awareness.
Mhm.
You can put it on your driver's license. You can go to Legacy of Hope and fill out the information there to be an organ donor. And of course, the most important thing is let your family know you want to be an organ donor, and that's your wishes. That's the biggest major thing.
Mhm.
And folks, I think don't understand that you'll get to think, well, if you get in an auto accident, if they want your organs, they're just going to let you pass. That ain't the way it works, especially here in Alabama. They're going to do everything to save you. That just happens on the backside. And, that's the good thing about Legacy of Hope. It's a professional organization. They have a good name. And
Mhm.
I don't think you have to worry about anything like that.
Yep.
Sounds good. Wesley, thanks for joining us
Thank you.
for
Yeah, thanks for,
doing
for
this.
having. Yeah.
Phil, you're a regular, so I'm not going to thank you for being on here. And,
Yeah. We need to give
uh,
him. He needs to. You got to give him some shout outs.
oh yeah, that's going to be my next thing. Wesley, any shout outs you'd like to give to anybody before you get going?
I mean, not really. Just like I said, just looking forward to seeing our teammates and getting together and in June and having fun and competing and have that special bond with our teammates. So that's really it. I mean, that's all I have.
Phil, I mean you're kind of a host, but you're also a guest a little bit tonight, so you get shout outs tonight too.
Well, the biggest thing is, I thank the good Lord for giving me the uh, avenue to enjoy doing the things I do to try to, help others when I can and inspire others when I can. A lot of my work is done in that way, and of course, my wife, she stuck through me thick and thin, was by my side. When the time come where was about to say I can't, she would not let me say I can't.
Mm.
And she's been a real blessing. Of course, all the people that helped us when I was off all that time. When I went back to work, we weren't in financial straits because the folks around me, our family, our friends, that really helped us out, and I still owe them. There's no way I could ever repay them. But I just enjoy every moment, and I just consider every day a blessing now.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
one more thing, I don't know if you either one of you know this or not, but I know that we could watch the opening ceremonies online last year. Is that going to be a possibility again this year?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think probably so. I think was it on TV last year
Yeah,
too?
it was.
It was on
Yeah, it
a
was on.
charter
Yeah,
screen. I mean. was on TV, I think, on Charter. One maybe
Yeah, because
PBS. Was it PBS?
we got delayed. We got delayed or something because of TV.
Yeah,
They
I
had
think
to,
I think I
make
think
sure everything.
PBS
Yeah,
was on
yeah,
PBS 2 years
I
ago.
I just remember seeing it, part of it online, because I wasn't able to see it live on TV that night when they had the opening ceremonies. So maybe I knew about the TV part, just forgot about it. But I knew that I remember seeing it like the next day online. So
Mm.
I was just curious if you could see any of that stuff online this year as well, or on TV.
yeah. I surely you will. Surely they would do that out in Colorado because they introduce each team and it's done in alphabetical order. We'll be the first. We were last time because we were the
Hmm.
host team. So
Right.
this time we'll probably be the first ones out. That will come out, and I'm sure they do. They probably purposely do that. And Wes, you and I can talk about this. I don't think people really understood. And I like to talk to a lot of newspaper people and TV people after we had the games. A lot of folks don't realize how big of an event this actually is. It don't get a lot of exposure,
True.
but hopefully we'll get more of that. But I don't think people realize how big of an event the transplant games in America is.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was on CBS 42 and that morning, and we talked, and they didn't have any idea what was going on. And I was on the Rick and Bubba podcast, and they didn't know what was going on. So I
Yeah,
think, yeah, the more exposure, the better, and they don't just didn't know anything about it.
yeah. Well, I've got a local newspaper that's going to do a story. He's going to do it for long, and I've talked to a guy over in Huntsville, and he told me last year. He said, "Phil, I didn't realize what a big event it was when you told me about it." He said, "I
Yeah.
didn't realize how big it was." He said, "We'll definitely do a story next year. I've got to reach back out to him,
Hmm.
to give us some awareness, so people understand how important these games are for everyone involved."
Well, like I said, I mean, before we move on, I never heard of it. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm in sports. That's what I do. I live in sports. Either I don't care what sport it is. I never heard of the transplant games of America until 2 years ago. So, yeah, the more exposure the 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 week has, the better.
Good deal. Well, appreciate y'all guys joining us,
Thank you.
teaching us a little bit about it, and explaining it. And uh, of course, Phil, I know you'll be here after you get back, but Wesley love to have you come back on with Phil and tell us exactly how many fouls he had during the basketball games, and
We'll do that.
if,
yeah.
That's
if
the
you
plan.
if you can count that high, and you
I'll,
know,
I'll definitely have more fouls than points, probably.
I hope not. If we only have 3 players or 4 players, you better score some
I'm
points,
gonna
man.
have to score some points if I can get my shoulder to work. If I get my shoulder where it can work, I think I can score a few. But I can physically play down inside. I can't. I don't have that range outside anymore. But maybe 8, 10 feet in, I can knock down a few
Very
shots
good.
anyway.
Get get
Yeah,
get to the line, hit some free throws.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
oh, he will make sure somebody's on the line. It may not be him, but the
It
other
may not
team
be
might be
him.
on. The
Yeah.
other team might be at the free throw line a lot. So
But
he
they're
might.
not going to get. They're not going to give me a layup.
No, it's 9 and 1, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, it'd be none and two if they don't get it. So anyway, guys, best of luck heading out there. Of
Thank
course,
you.
Phil, I'll see you here, next week or so. We got more shows going on. Wesley, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Try to take care of the old man over here. He turns 59 tomorrow. He says 59. I think it's more like 69, but we'll just
Yeah.
go by what he says.
Well,
I
really,
will.
of course, my plan is, Wes, is to do a podcast from out there. I don't
Oh,
know how
good.
I'll
I
do so,
like that.
but
Good.
yeah, we're going to try to do one out there.
right.
It'd be good. Maybe some other teammate or whatnot. Maybe you can get on with. We can have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
We'll try to do one from out there
All
because
right.
I think it'll be fun for everybody to kind of sort of get an update of what goes on.
Sure. I know my crew, my city
Yeah.
wants to know. So yeah, they'll tune in.
Yeah. So we'll plan that for sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good, everybody. Appreciate y'all joining us. Appreciate y'all watching tonight, everybody. So for Phil Harris, Wesley, myself, Howie, thanks for joining us tonight, and best of luck out in Denver, everybody that's going. I know there's quite a few people that's going to be watching this. It's going out there for Team Alabama. So best of luck to everybody. And the main thing, just know what the reasons for it. Going out there having a great time, realizing kind of a second chance at life.
Mm.
So thanks for joining us, everybody. Good night and God